Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Geography class of ISC plus 1. Today we are going to start chapter 12 Aeolian processes and associated landforms. Today we will study from page number 192 to page number 200. First of all, let us see what are the objectives of this chapter. In this chapter, we will study about the distribution of hot deserts, types of hot deserts, work of wind in a desert area, landforms made by wind erosion, depositional work of wind, landforms formed by depositional work of wind. Let us go through the technical terms that are related to today's topic. The first term is Aeolian processes. Aeolian processes, also spelled as Aeolian, pertain to wind activity in the study of geology and weather, and specifically to the wind's ability to shape the surface of the earth or other planets. The second term is Erg. Erg, also called as sand sea, a desert region in an area of large accumulation of sand, generally in the bottom of a huge basin in which a former river piled up alluvium, that is sediments. Some of the most extensive modern ergs include the well-known Sahara of northern Africa, Namib of southwestern Africa, Negev in Israel, and Atacama in Chile and Peru. Reg. Reg is a desert surface covered with closely packed interlocking angular or rounded rock fragments of pebble and cobble size. It is a desert pavement called as reg in the Western Sahara, Serir in Eastern Sahara, Gibber in Australia, or Sai in Central Asia. Hamada. A hamada or hamada is a type of desert landscape consisting of high, largely barren, hard rocky plateaus where most of the sand has been removed by deflation. The next term is deflation. Deflation in geology means erosion by wind of loose material from flat areas of dry, uncemented sediments such as those occurring in deserts, dry lake beds, floodplains, and glacial outwash plains. Abrasion. The process in which pebbles grind along a rock platform much like sandpaper. Over time, rock becomes smooth. Attrition. Attrition is the process when rocks that the sea or wind is carrying knock against each other. Means they strike with each other. They break apart to become smaller and more rounded in shape. Blowout. Blowouts are sandy depressions in a sand dune ecosystem caused by the removal of sediments by wind. Commonly found in coastal settings and arid margins, blowouts tend to form when winds erode into patches of bare sand on stabilized vegetative dunes. Oasis. An oasis is an area made fertile by a source of fresh water in an otherwise dry and arid region. Oases are irrigated by natural springs or other underground water sources. The fertile Nile River Valley and delta in Egypt, supplied with water from the Nile River, is an example of this type of large oasis. At 22,000 square kilometers, it might be the largest oasis in the world. The next term is pedestal rock or mushroom rock or gara. A mushroom rock, also called as pedestal or a pedestal rock, is a naturally occurring rock whose shape, as its name implies, resembles a mushroom. Example, mushroom rocks in Timna Park, Negev Desert in Israel. Mushroom rocks have broad upper part and narrow base formed due to abrasion at base. It is formed due to greater erosion of the lower portion of the rock that assumes the shape of a mushroom. Zeozen, a table-shaped area of rock found in arid and semi-arid areas, formed when more resistant rock is reduced at a slower rate than softer rocks around it under the effects of wind erosion. Example, zeozens are found in the deserts of Bahrain. Yardang, large area of soft, poorly consolidated rock and bed surfaces that have been extensively grooved, fluted and pitted by wind erosion. The rock is eroded into alternating ridges and furrows, essentially parallel to the dominant wind direction and parallel to each other, as you can see in the given picture. There is a famous yardang at hole in the rock in Papago Park in Phoenix, Arizona, a rock formation with a roughly circular hole in it. Another yardang is in Arizona in Window Rock near the town of Window Rock. You can see in this given picture. Stone lattice, differential erosion of hard and soft portion of rocks through abrasion produces pitted and fluted surfaces called stone lattice. In the USA, a famous example can be found on Newspaper Rock in southeastern Utah. Newspaper Rock is a petroglyph panel or rock carving of over 650 symbols marked in sandstone that records 2000 years of human activity in this area. The exact nature of these symbols meaning is still not clearly understood. Inselberg. The word Inselberg has been derived from the German word Insel meaning island and Berg meaning mountain. Spectacular examples are Uluru or Ayers Rock and the Olga Rocks, that is also called as Kata Juta in Central Australia. So, Inselberg is an isolated hill that stands above well-developed plains and appears not unlike an island rising from the sea. Inselberg can also be defined as sharply rising residual hills. The next term is Drakentor or Ventifex. A Drakentor is a pyramid-shaped rock which is found in the desert-like areas and is formed from gathering of sand. Example, we can see many Drakentor or Ventifex in the White Desert near Farafara Oasis in Egypt. Demoiselle, rock pillars having relatively resistant rocks at the top and soft rock below. These are formed due to differential erosion. It means that The soft rocks which is found below are eroded faster than the hard rocks which are found at the top of the rock. So we can see in this diagram that the top of the rock is not eroded. It is larger in size and the bottom is narrow due to wind erosion. Example of demoiselle are found in Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah. So, mushroom rocks, demoiselles, zeozen and yardang are the main erosional features formed by the wind in the deserts. Wadi. Wadi is the Arabic word and Hebrew term for a valley commonly used in North Africa and the Middle East. The bed or valley of a stream in the region of Southwestern Asia and Northern Africa that is usually dry except during the rainy season and that often forms an oasis. Oman has a large number of wadis in its desert terrain, many of which are popular trekking sites. For example, Wadi Bani Khalid. Mesas and buttes. Buttes are tall, flat-topped, steep-sided towers of rock. Buttes were created through the process of erosion and gradual wearing away of earth by water, wind and ice. Buttes were once a part of the flat elevated areas of land known as mesas or plateau. In fact, the only difference between a mesa and a butte is its size. Example, the Enchanted Mesa, New Mexico, Mesa Verde, Colorado and Monument Valley, Utah and Arizona. Desert pavements. Surface of angular interlocking fragments of pebbles, gravel or boulders in arid areas, which you can see in this given picture. The example of desert pavements include gibbers, covering extensive area in Australia such as parts of Tirari Stony Desert ecoregion are desert pavements called gibber plains after the pebbles or gibbers. Sand dunes. A dune is a mound of sand formed by the wind, usually along the beach or in a desert. Dunes form when wind blows sand into a sheltered area behind an obstacle. Dunes grow as grains of sand accumulate. Covering over 65,000 square miles, the Simpson Desert is not only the world's largest sand dune, but it is also home to the world's longest parallel sand dunes. Dune 7 in Namib Desert, Namibia, is the highest sand dune in the world. It is 1,256 feet high. Rising 18,000 feet, Cerro Madonoso in Chile is the second highest sand dune in the world. Barkhan. Barkhan is a crescent-shaped sand dune produced by the action of wind predominantly from one direction. One of the commonest types of sand dunes, it occurs in sandy deserts all over the world. Examples of Barkhan are Grand Arc Oriental in Sahara Desert, Grand Sand Dune in National Park, Southern Colorado, Nebraska Sandhills, Nebraska, Indiana Dunes, National Lake Shore, Lake Michigan in USA. Seif or longitudinal sand dunes. Sieve dunes are linear or slightly sinuous sand dunes with two slip faces. The long axes and ridges of these sand dunes extend along the resultant direction of sand movement, hence the name given as longitudinal. Some linear sand dunes merge to form Y-shaped compound sand dunes, as you can see in this figure. Large linear sieve dunes in the Great Sand Sea in southwest Egypt can be seen from the International Space Station. The distance between each dune is 1.5 to 2.5 kilometer. Sand shadow. A lee-side accumulation of sand as a small turret-shaped dune formed in the shelter of or immediately behind a fixed obstruction such as clumps of vegetation or any mountain. Here, a leeward side is the side which do not faces the wind. Loess. A loamy deposit formed by wind. Loamy means mixture of sand and clay. So loess is a loamy deposit formed by wind, usually yellowish and calcareous, common in Mississippi Valley, Europe and Asia. Calcareous means it has calcium. Now let us start the chapter. Aeolian processes are associated with the work of wind, particularly in the desert area. Although the work of wind as an agent of gradation can be noticed anywhere in the world, yet it is most active in arid and semi-arid regions. Arid and semi-arid regions are called deserts. It is that area which receives low rainfall, generally below 25 cm per annum, experiences high temperature, has low humidity, and where the ratio of evaporation to rainfall is very high. Under such climatic conditions, there is practically no vegetation and the land surface is exposed to erosional action of the wind. Winds blow at high speed and carry the loose particles of sand at the surface. The scant and sparse vegetation comprising of dry grass and a few bushes is incapable of protecting the land surface from the force of the winds. Now let us see the distribution of hot deserts in the world. Most of the deserts of the world are found on the western margins of the continents between 20 degree to 30 degree north and south latitudes. However, sometimes they do exist beyond this limit. Deserts occupy about 30% of the surface area of the earth. The main hot deserts are North America, the Arizona desert and Southern California, and the Sonoran Desert of Mexico. In South America, the Atacama Desert in Chile and Peruvian Desert in Peru. In Africa, the Sahara in the north of the equator is the largest desert in the world. The Namib and the Kalahari Desert lies to the south of the equator. In Asia, the Arabian Desert in the Middle East and the Thar Desert in India and Pakistan are the main hot deserts. However, in Central Asia, a vast area is covered by cold deserts where both the temperature and rainfall are very low. These includes the Gobi Desert and Turkestan deserts. In Australia, the Great Australian Desert, which includes a great part of West Australia. The main deserts of Australia are the Great Sandy Desert, the Gibson Desert, Simpson Desert, and the Great Victoria Desert. Now let us study the types of hot deserts. The effect of wind erosion, transportation and deposition produces three distinct types of deserts. The first is sandy desert. In a sandy desert, the landscape is dominated by sand. The work of wind is more prominent in a desert because the sand particles are very loose as there is lack of moisture and even there is no tree to hold the soil firmly. So, the sand particles are easily carried away by wind. It is an undulating plain of sand known as Erg in Sahara and Kun in Turkestan. The largest erg is Rab al Khali in Saudi Arabia, which is 5,60,000 square kilometer, and the model erg size is about 1,88,000 square kilometers. Stony desert. Stony desert is marked by gravel, rubble or pebble derived from weathering called rag in Algeria and serir in Libya and Egypt. Rocky desert. Rocky desert is a desolate surface of bedrock over which the rock particles have been removed by deflation, abrasion or corrosion. The landscape is marked by deflation basins, blowouts and mounds. Such a desert is called Hamada in Sahara Desert. Now, let us study the work of wind in a desert area. Like all other agents of gradation, winds have threefold work of erosion, transportation and deposition. The loose particles of sand are easily blown away by strong surface wind. This is known as erosion. These particles are carried too far off distance, which involves transport action by wind. When the speed of the wind is reduced, the particles are deposited at the surface. This is known as depositional work of the wind. Now we will study about the erosional work of wind. The wind, just like water and ice, has little erosive effects on rocks. The loose rock material carried by wind act as a tool in wearing down the rocks. The work of wind is limited to heights close to the ground as it is unable to carry the sand particles high up in the air. Wind direction also depends on the size of grains carried above or moved along the ground. The speed of the wind and the length of the time it continues to blow also influences its erosional work. Wind causes erosion in desert areas in the following three ways: deflation, abrasion and attrition. Now let us study about these three processes. Deflation. The particles which are loosened by weathering are blown by wind. This is known as deflation. Abrasion. The dust and sand particles present in the air float in the atmosphere. When winds blow faster, these particles act like sandpaper on the rocks. These are known as tools of wind and wear down the rocks by scraping, rubbing, undercutting, scouring and grooving, etc. This is known as abrasion. Attrition. The sand particles in the air strike against one another and get reduced and rounded by friction. This process is called attrition. Now we will discuss the landforms made by wind erosion. The first landform is deflation hollows. Many depressions are formed by deflation action of winds. These depressions are called deflation hollows. Next we have blowout. In several desert areas which lack vegetation cover, strong winds form eddies. Eddies are circular motion of wind or water or whirlpool, and it blows away the loose and soft rocks. Consequently, a saucer-shaped depression is formed which is known as blowout. There are many blowouts in Nebraska and Colorado states of USA. Oasis. Continuous depression results in gradual lowering of the land surface as more and more material is removed by erosional action of wind. The limits to such lowering of land surface is provided by the level of groundwater. The groundwater may be present even in desert areas. When the desert floor has been lowered to the level of the groundwater, the wind is incapable of loosening and picking up moist particles, but it will even then be able to drive the pebbles when it is blowing continuously in one direction. In other words, the base level will be the water table, which can be far below such level. Unlike river action, deflation can go even below sea level in some areas, as sea level is not the base level for wind action. Where such excavations reach downwards and cut the water table, they form an oasis. In oasis, sufficient water is available in the soil for permanent plant growth and human settlement. In fact, vegetation flourishes amazingly and makes a paradise in a setting of blazing sands and glaring rocks. The size of the oasis may vary from a small group of palms to an area of 100 square kilometers. Many oases are found in Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. Next we have pedestal rock or mushroom rock or gara. The maximum erosion of an upstanding mass of rock occurs slightly above its ground level. The intensity of cutting into the rock decreases both upwards as well as downwards from this level of maximum erosion by the wind. Due to greater erosion of the lower portion, the rock assumes the shape of a mushroom. The characteristic mushroom blocks undercut at the base are known as gara in Sahara. These rocks are also known as pedestal rocks. The isolated granite rock masses near Jodhpur in Rajasthan are found similarly undercut, giving them a characteristic mushroom shape. Pedestal rock near Dujasar, northwest of Jaisalmer, are also noteworthy. The next feature formed by the erosional work of the wind in desert is zeozen. The rate of erosion is different when hard and soft rocks are arranged in almost horizontal layers parallel to each other. The lower soft rocks are eroded fast, but the upper hard rock looks like tables on soft rocks, which are known as zeozen. Next we have yardang, a series of sharp, irregular rock crests separated from one another by deep grooves is known as yardang. It is formed where the wind blows steadily over vertical or slightly tilted alterations of hard and soft rocks. So soft rocks is easily eroded, whereas the hard rocks stand uneroded, which you can see in this given picture. The soft rocks are eroded and form long furrows between deeply undercut overhanging ridges of hard rocks. Several examples of yardang are found in Taklamakan Desert in China, Iran, Khan Desert in Afghanistan, Sinai Desert, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, South Central Algeria, Borkon in Chad, Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, Namibia Desert, Rogers Lake, California in USA, and northern Peru. Stone lattice. When a rock with parallel series of hard and soft strata of an area are arranged both in horizontal as well as in vertical direction, a stone lattice is formed. Inselberg. As a result of erosional work of wind, much of the sand and dust is eroded, but some rock masses stand out here and there from the surface of the desert. Such a feature is known as an Inselberg. Inselberg is a German word which means island, mountain. That is, Inselberg look like islands situated in the sea. The Inselberg are also known as Bornhardt after the name of scientist who first explained their origin. Sometimes these hills are like pyramids with the cap of hard rock, and sometimes they are dome shaped, having made up of granite. Inselberg are found in plenty in South Africa, Nigeria, Uganda, Algeria, Mozambique, etc. Demoiselle. There are many areas which are made of hard rocks. Winds subject the upper parts of the rock to abrasion, but the lower parts remain protected. The protected soft rock stands like a pillar below the hard rocks and is known as demoiselle or earth pillars. Dracander or ventifex. These are also called beveled stones. The stones which are in a certain position and are subjected to abrasion by wind blowing in one direction develop one edge shaped or sometimes three edge shaped. Such stones are known as Dracander. Due to abrasion, the surface of Dracander becomes smooth and its shape resembles a tetrahedron. The next feature formed by the erosional work of wind in a desert is a wadi. Wadi is a steep-sided and narrow dry valley in a desert area. Its slope resembles with that of a gorge or a canyon. It means that it has eye-shaped slope. In the event of an occasional sudden heavy rainfall, the water flows at a very high speed and causes vertical erosion. This results in deep and narrow valleys. These deeply cut narrow valleys are most strikingly developed where they are carved by exotic rivers, that is, those rivers which flow across the desert but have derived the bulk of water from outside it, commonly from snow melt on distant mountains. Exotic means from outside. Such a river is the Colorado in southwest USA. The deep, steep-sided, flat-flowed valleys are called canyons in the USA and the wadis or chepkas in Algeria. Mesas and buttes. These are formed in those areas where wind abrasion wears away the rocks composed of horizontal layers of harder and softer rocks. When the beds of the rock are cut in such a way that the hard cap dips in all directions, it forms a flat-topped tabular hill of resistant rock on the top. This flat-topped tabular hill is known as mesa. When the top of the mesa is very narrow, it is called a butte. Mesas and buttes are commonly found in the Colorado, Arizona desert of the western USA. Desert pavements. Under normal circumstances, winds removes mostly fine particles such as sand particles, and large particles such as gravel are left over the surface. Accumulation of gravel over thousands of years forms desert pavements which protect the rock below them from further wind erosion. Now children will study the depositional work of wind. When the velocity of the wind decreases, it starts dropping its load. Some of the important depositional features due to depositional work of wind are the sand dunes and loess deposits. Sand dunes. A sand dune is the most important feature formed by depositional work of wind. A sand is a mound or hill or a ridge of sand with a crest or a definite summit. When the carrying capacity of the sand laden wind is reduced due to reduction in its speed, it deposits its material whenever some obstacles come in its path. The obstacle may be a bush, a mountain, a rise in the ground, a boulder, a fence, a wall, a house, or even the skeleton of dead camel. A dune has a long and gentle windward slope and a much steeper leeward slope. Windward slope is the slope which faces the wind, and leeward slope is the slope on which the winds descend down. Shifting of sand dunes. The height of the sand dunes varies from a few meters to about 150 meters. In some deserts, they have been noticed as high as 300 meters. For example, in Sahara Desert in Egypt, their length varies from 3 km to 150 km. Sand dunes have a tendency to shift their position and migrate in the direction of the wind. This is due to shifting of sand from the windward slope to the leeward slope. The rate of migration of sand dunes varies from 5 to 30 meters per year. Planting of fast-growing and deep-rooted shrubs and trees on the windward slope prevent shifting of sand dunes. Barkhan. Barkhan is a typical sand dune with a crescent-shaped front having two horns or two wings towards the leeward slope. It has a convex windward side. Barkhan is a Turkish word meaning sandhill in Kyrgyz steppes. As the extremities of this dune move more rapidly than the middle portion, it gives such a characteristic shape. It means the main body, that is the central part of the sand dune, move rapidly towards the wind direction, whereas the horns or the sides, they move slowly. A constant wind direction and a limited supply of sand are two essential conditions for the formation of Barkhan. Sometimes it attains a height of as much as 30 meters. A Barkhan also migrates like an ordinary sand dune. Seif or longitudinal sand dunes. These are long, narrow ridges of sand lying parallel to the direction of winds and running often to great distances. Seif is an Arabic word meaning sword due to the shape and narrow nature of the sand ridge. The dominant winds blow straight along the corridor between the lines of these sand dunes, so they are swept clear of sand, as you can see in the given picture. If a crosswind blows and persists for some time, one of the horns of the barkhan will be elongated, converting it into Seif type of sand dune. The height of such sand dunes may reach up to 100 meters and their width may be 500 to 600 meters. Seif dunes are formed in the areas of high wind velocity. These sand dunes are not migratory. They remain nearly fixed in their position. Such dunes are found in the Sahara, Iran, Thar Desert and in West Australia. Sand shadow. In an area where some obstructions such as boulder, bush or cliff come in the path of the blowing wind, the velocity of the wind is reduced and sand is deposited behind and in the shelter of the obstruction. Such a deposit is known as sand shadow. Its height is never more than the height of the obstruction because outside the shadow the wind is strong. Sand continue to accumulate in the leeward side of the obstruction until its front slope has attained an angle of 34 degrees, which is the limiting angle of repose. After this, the sand slides down and front of the advancing deposit along the slip face. Loess. Loess is a German term used for deposits of fine-grained, coherent, friable, means easily breakable, porous, which can absorb water, and yellowish dust deposited by wind. As the fine grains have the property of clinging together, their deposition gives rise to distinct landforms. The material has no horizontal stratification or layers like other sedimentary rocks. Since it is deposited in areas of low rainfall where ground has grasses to bind the particles of dust, the loess stand without being removed further by wind. The deposit, although soft, is at the same time resistant to erosion, and streams have cut down deep valleys into it with almost vertical walls of loess standing on their sides. It is striking, on the other hand, that it crumbles to dust if pressed between fingers. It blankets both the elevations and depressions alike over the ground surface. The loess soils are porous and usually very fertile. In rainy season, they form a sticky mud, and in dry season, it is very dusty. The loess of North China was first studied by von Richthofen. The loess plain of North China covers an area of nearly 650,000 square kilometer and sweeps landscape to a depth of 90 to 300 meters. It is yellowish or buff in color. It has been brought mostly from the Gobi Desert of Mongolia from Central Asia over many years. Loess is also found in several parts of Europe, North America, South America, and parts of Africa. Children, with this we complete our today's topic. Hope that you have understood the topic properly. Let us see the objectives we have done in this chapter. In this chapter, we have studied about distribution of hot deserts, types of hot deserts, work of wind in a desert area, landforms made by wind erosion, depositional work of wind, and landforms formed by depositional work of wind. It is the time for you to take your homework. Your homework is to read the chapter from page number 192 to page number 200. Solve exercise 1, 2 and 3. On an outline map of the world, show Sahara Desert, Atacama Desert, Thar Desert, Kalahari Desert, Loess deposits in China. You must see the school YouTube videos which are given in the homework. Children, you also have to write the answers of the following questions in your copy. The first question is, what is a desert? Give a brief classification of hot desert and discuss their world distribution with the help of map. Question number 2. Explain the features found by erosional work of wind in the hot deserts. Draw suitable diagrams for all features. Question number 3. Explain the features found by the depositional work of wind. We will very soon meet in the next class with a new topic. Till then, take care, study regularly, explore the subject more and more. Thank you.